Hey, what's up interwebs? I'm that toy guy, and today I'm going to be taking a look at the Transformers Takara Tomy Masterpiece MP33 Inferno. So here he is, and this is my second time recording this video because the first time my camera cut out because I was running out of space because I was trying to shoot it in 4K, but 4K takes up a lot of room, and yeah, and all the other apps I have on my phone and things, they just took up so much space and it just kind of ran out. So I'm shooting this, I think it's standard def, so that I can have enough footage, because this toy has a lot of stuff you can do. So yeah, here's Inferno, and let's take a quick look at his box. So it's just a standard Masterpiece packaging with the Takara logo, and he's a Fuso T951 fire truck, which is pretty cool. I've seen one of these in real life once, and they're huge. You got Inferno, he's the Cybertron search and rescue guy. He's an Autobot, if you forgot, if you forgot there. And MP33, I don't know what the rest of that says. On this side of the box here, you have a picture of the alt mode and that same info. On this side, robot mode, same info. On this side, Transformers Masterpiece. On the bottom, I'm guessing that's the warnings, because it's got the warning symbol and it's yellow. And this does tell you it is flight stand compatible, so that's pretty cool. Now on the back, you have just all of the stuff it can do, and your you punch the box, and your contents, and your bio, and yeah, that bio, Google Translate has a lot of fun with that bio. But yeah, that's basically it for the box. So moving on to the actual toy itself. So here is Inferno, and he is a big red fire truck. And yeah, he does roll. Just get that out of the way right now. He makes such a cool noise when he rolls. But before I take an in-depth look at that, let's take a look at the accessories he comes with. So it comes with one of these, 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 and one of these. That is a boatload of accessories. So he comes with a couple of alternate faces. This is the first one right here. It's just a normal looking face. He comes with two normal looking faces because I'll tell you why when we get to robot mode. It's a lot easier to explain. The two normal faces, one screaming face and there's one smiling face. He comes with this extra little head here. This is more of a toy accurate head. A chrome gun, again toy accurate. A chrome grill, again toy accurate. A pistol, which looks pretty cool. A chest plate that can hold Masterpiece Red Alert. A hose that can snap in and out, and it's made of a soft rubbery plastic. And some water. I really like this. This is a nice water effect. So yeah, those are his accessories. In the box, you also do get the instruction book. This thing. Some stickers, which don't want to be picked up right now because they're stuck to the table. And a collector's card, which is that new style of Masterpiece collector's card. You got Inferno, Cybertron Search and Rescue, Inferno. I'm guessing that's that same bio in your tech specs. And he's a Mitsubishi Fuso T951 fire truck. So yeah, that's all of the random stuff you get in the box. Just get all that out of the way. And bring in the truck. So Inferno is a big giant red and black fire truck. And for a size comparison quickly, here is Skydive next to him. So obviously he's a lot bigger than a deluxe. And here he is next to a leader class figure, just in case you're like me and you're starting off in Masterpiece and you want to know how big this is. He's a lot smaller than a leader class figure. So yeah, that should help. So getting closer on some of the details. Very nice, like flat white with the Autobot symbol there, and the smoky translucent windows. You got the door handles and all that. Not a lot of sculpted in detail because it is trying to evoke the look of the G1 toy. And I do say the red looks a lot better, like a lot more. It doesn't look as pinkish in real life as my camera's pulling off because I'm filming in standard def. But yeah, the back just kind of get a little messy, and you have this little trap door here. Now, the ladder can extend all the way up if you want, and can go all the way down. Now, when you get the toy, here's the piston. The piston will go in like that. what you're supposed to do when you get to vehicle mode is you're supposed to make the piston go down. So you got to get your finger in there. There you go. And then now the piston goes down instead of back. But when you bring it up all the way, it's just going to go back into the thing. So this piston is a real pain in the butt to get lined up. But once you get it lined up, it looks really cool. So the ladder can extend all the way up. That's about as far as it goes forward as that. My ladder's a little loose here, and I don't know how I'm able to fix that right now, so I'm just going to have to deal with a loose ladder. He does have, right up front here, if you open this little trap door and pull this section out here, you can feed it through this little, this little hole here. And he now has his hose on top, and then you can take this and plug this in right there to make it look like he is spraying water at things, which I really like this, that we're getting an effects part with a Masterpiece toy. I love getting effects parts with Transformers. It's really cool. And you just fold this up. Just like that. You want to make sure it's completely straight like this before you fold it down. Otherwise it catches on here and it just gets really annoying. Now the gun does have a couple places to go in the vehicle. You can take it and there's this little port right there that the handle just goes into, and it doesn't let the ladder go down all the way, which is a little bit annoying, but that's where the gun can sit. Or there is a square peg right here, and you just take the gun and plug it on top, and that looks ridiculous. This storage is so much better. Just get it in there. And he also has these little pylons that can come out the side here and can push down. He has them on both sides. Stop doing that. So that you can have him sit there with these out and spray water at things. So I really do like that touch. That's pretty cool. And it doesn't inhibit anything in the transformation, which is very nice. Now, I do have a couple of gripes with this figure's vehicle mode. I'm just going to get that out of here right now. And they're not really gripes with the vehicle mode itself. It's just some choices that Takara made. The first one is, these pieces are red. They are actually gray plastic, but you never see the gray plastic in any of his modes. So why wouldn't you just cast this in red plastic instead of painting it? Because this becomes the top part of the hips and it rubs on the waist joint, and I feel that that's going to scratch later on. So that's a bit stupid. And, you know, the back end is a little messy. I feel like they could have put another panel here just to cover that up. Other than that, the vehicle mode's perfect, and it looks just like Inferno. So, to get him into robot mode, that is quite an ordeal due to the size of these instructions. So, to get him into robot mode, first thing you want to do is collapse the ladder. Just like that. And the saturation is way too bad. There we go. Then you want to lift it up all the way. Make sure the piston is going to be going back. Fold this in, just like so, and fold it down. It'll push the trap door open, and there's the ladder all nicely folded up. Now what you want to do is you want to come in here and you want to open these two side sections like that. And then you want to take the wheels, front wheels, push them forward and out. And then you just sort of like fold them almost all the way out, because you need to push these little hip panels I was talking about in. So push them in. Then he'll come out all the way. Now what you want to do is you want to split the legs at the back here. Bring this entire assembly up. Then fold these side panels out here and flip it out some more. Just like that. Now what you want to do is you want to come in here. Now this red bar is tabbed into this gray piece right here. This is the waist joint. This is the ab crunch. So you want to pull on the ab crunch in order to untab it from there. Now what should we do next? Let's do the legs next. So get this bit out of the way here. Just move it away. You want to take this section here and fold it up. Take the leg and fold it down on a really loud ratchet. Oh, I love that noise. Fold this section in. Take this panel here and accordion it down. And then take this section and push it out. And that's the leg. Pretty much all done. So you just want to do the same thing on this side. Fold that in. Fold that down. Fold that down. Keep the rest of him up there. Fold this section down and around, push that out. Now what you want to do is you want to ratchet the legs all the way down and fold these panels to his back. So just do that. And now you can stand him up, and he looks like a complete and total mess. So let me just raise up the tripod here. Please do not fall over. There we go. So now what you want to do is just take this, fold it down. That gets it out of the way. You want to take the top section here and just bend these panels out. Get your nail under here, fold this panel up. Take these arms, oh no, not the arms just yet. You want to take this section and pull it up, and that's his head right there. Fold these sections forward, and then just rotate that just to get out of the way. Then you want to take these panels here and then just rotate them outward like that. Rotate them out like that. They will soft click into place. Take the arms and swing them forward. They're on a double hinge. You want to take this double hinge, rotate it there. So rotate down. Then you want to bend the arm, and this will slide right into there. So slide that in. There you have an arm, all done. So you just want to do the same thing on this side. Rotate, bend at the joint, fold it in, bring it out. Then you want to take this section. This gray piece is a double hinge. It's a hinge here and here. You want to compress it in at that double hinge. And those tabs are going to tab into slots in the wheels. So let's just do that right there. Come on, there we go. Now you want to take these wheel wells and just push them in, which I think is a very nice touch. Did not have to do that, but they did. Now you want to take this ladder section here, lift the head up, fold it in, and there's like a little track with these bits here and this top section here, and that'll just slide right in, just like so. Bring this up to latch it into place, and then bring this down. There's a tab there and a port there. Flip it around, and then just fold out his ears. This ear is very stiff on mine, so I gotta be very careful. And there you have Masterpiece Inferno in his robot mode, and he looks, that is trademark Inferno right there. I'm a huge fan of the animation design of Inferno, more than the toy design of the Inferno, of Inferno. So that's why I wanted to get this one over Ocular Max or Make Toys' version. Plus Make Toys' version is quite small. But yeah, here he is, just a quick little 360 of him. He looks really cool. I love how the engineers were able to do this. Now the reason why there's a lot of different versions with the ladder and then there's like this version without the ladder was because when the animators were designing the model for the cartoon, they were only given front shots of the toy. And with the front shots of the toy, the legs are like this. So you can't really see the ladder. So when they designed the model, they designed it without the ladder. And then the toy came out, and the toy had a ladder, and it wasn't cartoon accurate, like a lot of the figures. I mean, just ask Ironhide. But yeah, and then we never got an Inferno without the ladder. And fans kind of wanted a cartoon accurate version. So Takara was like, we'll do it, and they made this. And that is just done super well. It does sacrifice the ladder rotating or extending even further, but I think I can live with that with the way this guy looks right now. So just getting close here on the head sculpt I have on him. That's the happy face with the cartoon accurate head. I'll show how to swap the heads in a few minutes, or a couple of seconds actually. But yeah, just taking a close look at some of the details here. Again, you got that same chest plate. You have these little sections here. You got the hands nicely molded in. You got the hip skirt, which is cartoon and toy accurate, which is really nice. But yeah, overall, again, not a lot of surface sculpting, and I love that. I love how there's just not a lot of just mess going on. I mean, because we're so used to figures like this nowadays that are just like full of random junk and whatnot, that getting one of these is nice and refreshing just to get something clean and concise, and it just looks really cool. You got the wheels there on the feet and these bits on the legs, which is really cool. The overall just looks really, really nice. Articulation wise, sorry, my nose is itchy, it's allergy season. Articulation wise, the head can rotate on the box, and it's on a ball joint inside the box, so you can look up that far. It's also on a disc hinge, so we can look down that far. And you got some head pivot. These shoulders can rotate a full 360 degrees. You just have to move the ears out of the way. They can go out that far. If you want, you can use the transformation joints for like armpit joints and whatnot, so that's pretty cool. He does have a bicep swivel, a single jointed elbow that bends pretty much all the way, which is nice. And for the hands, they can rotate, they can hinge up and down, and they can unfurl. He does have an ab crunch, which goes about that far forward, which is very helpful for posing. He does have a waist joint that really only spins about that far, unless you want to scratch these panels. The legs can go forward that far, they can go back about that much, they can go out that far. You do have a thigh swivel. Now when I first got this guy open, this thigh swivel was paint stuck, and I had to use my modeler's knife to scratch the paint away, and I clipped it right there, and that sucks, but you know what, oh well, it's a tiny little ding, I can live with it. But yeah, thigh swivel, knee bends all the way, which is very nice. And the feet can pivot, they can move forward and back, and these panels can move out of the way to accommodate different poses. So he's very posable for a big fat fire truck dude, which is very nice. Now the waist joint issue, I want to point out, he can only rotate about that far, and that's really about it because the grill gets in the way. If you have the ab crunch clicked into place, these little hinges right here bump up against this paint, and I'm afraid it's going to scratch it. That's why you should always have the ab crunch unclicked when you're swiveling the waist. And when you have the waist rotated like this, you can't move the leg here or here because it bumps into the waist joint, which is a big rectangular platform. It would have been a lot better if the waist joint was a tiny like round thing, kind of like that right there. If it was like that in here, that would have made it a lot better. But you can move the legs. You want to get them at least 3 clicks up before you rotate the waist, because if you have it 2 clicks, the waist won't go as far. If you have it 1 click, again, the waist won't go as far. So that's a little annoying. And with the ab crunch unclicked, he's always leaning forward, so you can just lean him back on his feet a little bit, and that kind of fixes the problem. Now, for all his accessories, let's take a look at them on this guy. So let's start off with the grills. So you just want to get your nails under here and pop out the grill, and you can take the chrome one, you can put it on, and the chrome one has windshield wipers. You can take that off. There's a specific way these go on. So in there's a square peg and a roundy peg, and square pegs at the bottom, so you just make sure that you line that up. And that's how he comes in the box, chrome and chrome. That looks cool, but it's not animation accurate. That's why I don't like to put that on him. Let's just go back to the that's upside down, the regular thing. You can put this on, but mine gets really stuck, so I don't want to do that. But yeah, he can wear that grill. He does have in his arm these extra little bits right here, which you can take off and plug them in to these sections on the arms for communicators, which you probably used like once in an episode. But that's Masterpiece, right? They're so good at doing that. You get 2 if you want to do both arms, or if you lose one, or I don't even know if grapple comes with them, so maybe one's a spare for him. So yeah, you can do that. And what is my computer doing? There we go. And so they just plug right back into there. You fold that up. He does have a hand in here, so you can take it, open this section up all the way, make sure the arm is bent, fold the cannon in, fold the hand out, fold this up, and there's a hole cut in here specifically so that the cannon can go into the arm. So now he has a regular hand. Now he can hold his gun. Unfortunately, mine cannot hold it in this hand. It can only hold it in this hand, which is a bit annoying. And it's very tough to get it into this hand anyways. So let's just finagle it into there. There. Oh, I popped it out. There you go. Now he's holding his gun. He can't hold it in this one because I think there's a bit of plastic stuck in the peg there. And I can't seem to get it out right now, and I don't really want to because I don't want to break this expensive toy, so I'm not gonna. Let's just fold all that back out, just like that. Now he can hold his hose. It's flat, sort of, right here, which allows it to fit in his hand, just like that. Now I was looking for a place to plug this in, and I couldn't find it until I went into his stand port, which is right there in his butt. So you can plug it in there, and he can poop water for people. But this does peg in to the clip there. It can also peg into this cannon up here and into the front of the gun. So you can have all that shooting water and this thing. And this thing. So you can have him shooting water at people, which is pretty cool. Let's just get rid of the hose. Get out of his butthole. There you go. Now for the faces. Let's take a look at the faces. I need a box. There we go. So let's take a look at the faces, shall we? To swap them out, you want to pull the heads off, just like that. They just slide off, and he can be all like transmutate. That looks freakishly like transmutate. It's weird. Anyway, you just want to pull this section off. Then you can put this face on here, and then slide the head back on. And that's face number 2. Now, these 2 faces only work for this head, because the other 2 faces have a brow on them that doesn't fit in this head. They only go on the toy head, and that is mentioned in the instructions, which I do appreciate. So let's take a look at that now. Let's put on the regular stern face, and then slide the head on. And there you have regular stern face with toy head. And then let's put on the angry face. And slide this on. There he is, all looking angry. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I do, however, wish that all the faces were compatible with all of the with both of the heads. But oh well. Where's the happy face? There it is. I like the happy face. So yeah, that's pretty much it for Inferno. I mean, he's a really, really nice figure, and for my first Masterpiece figure, I love the line. I was warned that I would get addicted to the Masterpiece line if I bought my first Masterpiece, and I kind of shrugged that off. And now I can see why people say that, because this is such a good figure. I mean, there's such an attention to detail on it that just doesn't need to be there, but is there, like these. And the wheel wells just like moving. That isn't really necessary, and a lot of companies would just kind of leave it out. But Takara is like, no, we're purists, and they put that on there. People would complain. The back's a little messy, but I mean, I'm totally fine with it. I'm not going to display my figure like this. And I don't really care because I like the whole techno detail on my robots anyways. But yeah, overall, he does look cool. And I might get Grapple. Not Artfire. I won't get Artfire because I don't like the white on the red. But I might get Grapple because I would love to have both Inferno and Grapple on my shelf. Just like standing there, hanging out, being bros. Because that would be really cool. But yeah, that's basically it for Masterpiece Grapple. I would definitely say go pick him up. Oh, and there's one more thing I wanted to show. So, in the instructions here, first of all, this is my first ever copy of Masterpiece instructions. So, when I saw all of that, I got scared. But on this side, it tells you his tech specs in English and that stuff. So, it tells you his length, which is huge. His weight, his curb weight, I don't know what that means. Maximum loading capacity, which means he can hold up to 12,000 kilograms. And his torque, his power, and his engine. I love all of that. That's really cool. And then you got some very nice images here of the toy. This just makes it seem more high-end, and then it's got all the extra little bits and bobs you can do. And even down here, it tells you about how to swap the hands, how to swap the faces, and how to swap the grills, which is really nice. So these instructions are great. So yeah, that has been my look at the Transformers Masterpiece MP33 Takara Inferno. And I'm that toy guy, and stay tuned for my next video.